In the latest episode of Alien Earth, we get one of the most fascinating and unsettling scenes yet aboard the Maginot. The focus is on Chibuzo, the ship's science officer who has been tasked with studying the alien specimens they've captured. This time her attention is on two strange leech-like creatures sealed inside a containment unit. To test their feeding response, she places a dead rat inside. Immediately, one of the leeches lunges forward and begins devouring it, while the other hangs back. At first, it seems like a simple feeding experiment. But then, things take a much darker turn. As Chibuzo observes the leech feeding, fully engrossed in his gruesome behavior, the second leech makes its move. Quietly, deliberately, it creeps up the side of the container, wedging itself against the lid. Then, with startling precision, it begins prying it open. And here's where it gets really eerie. These aren't mindless parasites. The way the leeches split their roles, one distracting by feeding, the other exploiting the opportunity to escape, suggests they're far more intelligent, or at least more cunning, than anyone realized. It's almost as if they were coordinating. That level of awareness and strategy hints at a terrifying possibility. The leeches themselves may be sentient, capable of planning their actions rather than just reacting. But before Chibuzo notices what's happening, another player enters the scene. The T-Ocellis, the alien with the massive single eye, suddenly slams its tentacles against the glass of its own enclosure. The bang echoes through the lab, startling Chibuzo and yanking her attention away at the worst possible moment, which allows the leech to escape and proceed to spread its larvae into her water bottle, before being captured by Rahim, another medical officer. Now comes the question everyone is debating: why did it do this? On the surface, it's tempting to see this as a warning. Maybe the T-Ocellis recognized the danger of the escaping leech and was trying to alert Chibuzo. That interpretation paints it as almost sympathetic. An alien trying to bridge the communication gap with a human, but I don't buy that. My theory is that the T-Ocellis was acting purely for its own selfish gain. Think about the timing. Chibuzo's attention was already glued to the feeding leech. The second leech was seconds away from opening the container. Then, right on cue, the T-Ocellis slams the glass, pulling her focus even further away from the containment unit. It wasn't trying to help her. It was making sure she didn't notice, because chaos on the ship is the T-Ocellis' best chance at freedom. If the leeches escape and trigger panic, containment protocols will fail, alarms will go off, and distractions will ripple through the Maginot. Amid that confusion, the T-Ocellis may finally get the opportunity it needs to break free. So to me, this wasn't cooperation between species. It was opportunism. The T-Ocellis wasn't teaming up with the leeches. It was using them. By creating a diversion, it ensured that Chibuzo stayed blind to the real threat, allowing the leeches to sow chaos that the T-Ocellis itself could benefit from. And that's what makes this scene so chilling, because if both the leeches and the T-Ocellis are showing signs of intelligence, whether it's the leeches playing their roles in an escape attempt or the T-Ocellis exploiting the chaos to its own advantage, then the crew of the Maginot is facing a nightmare scenario. These creatures aren't just dangerous, they're thinking. And in my view, the T-Ocellis wasn't a hero trying to issue a warning. It was a manipulator, setting the stage for chaos to secure its own survival. That makes it one of the most terrifying aliens we've seen yet.